All right, shall we get a move on?
You haven't
I found
contributed
focus.
yet, though.
300 glowstones.
As far as the artifact stuff goes and what you find, who has the highest investigate?
+1's pretty high, yeah.
Something like that.
Investigate +1.
Either Ahi or Tom, you can roll. It looks like Gil, you don't even have +1 in that. It looks like you can't contribute there, unfortunately. So this would be a party investigate with Tom or Ahi contributing +1 to whatever the other's roll is.
Can I invoke the fact that I'm missing a hand to help with the roll?
I don't think so. You could probably invoke something else.
No, it's all good. That's all I had.
So when you're looking for something, it's investigate and not notice.
Yeah, I thought it was notice.
Notice is short-term stuff. Investigate is long-term stuff, and you're spending like hours here.
Okay, then
Yeah, so like
I might need to switch some stats around.
notice is like perception in D&D, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so this is kind of like the weird thing. If like your notice is really high, but your investigate isn't, like how exactly does that work out?
Yeah.
It makes sense. Like I feel like there could be someone that's super aloof, like to the stuff happening around them, but like when they focus on looking for something, they're really good.
How can you justify the other thing, though? The other way around?
You've just got really, really big eyes.
Like if you're really good at perception, but really bad at investigation, does that make sense?
Well, it could be like you're really in tune with like your senses and what's around you, but like you're not smart. You don't know what to look for when you're investigating stuff.
Right, yeah.
All right, I'm reading investigate. Investigate is deliberate, careful study and puzzling out mysteries. Use this to piece together clues or reconstruct a crime scene. Investigate stunts help you form brilliant deductions or piece together information more quickly. That's definitely
Yep.
not looking for something.
Yeah, but did you read Nick Potter's rewrite of the stats?
I didn't rewrite investigate, so I think that actually is a good distinction. Notice is like actually seeing things with your senses.
Yeah, so notice his ability to pick up details at the moment, spot trouble before it happens, and also generally be perceptive.
Right, yeah.
So if you're just trying to perceive stuff, like look for stuff, that's notice.
Yeah.
Even if it's not a spot check.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Let's do notice then. Ahi, I think you have the best notice, right?
Yeah, notice is one of my big ones.
Nice.
I have +2. Am I still rolling?
So do
Yeah,
I.
each of you can contribute +1 to his roll.
I have my goggles. Can I invoke my goggles to add another +1 or something?
It would add a +2.
Okay, so I contribute +3. So I don't roll that. It just gets added.
Yeah.
You find Mjolnir.
You guys pretty much scour this cave clean. You notice any artifacts that are in here, you pretty much have find. Unfortunately, you can tell that this cave has been frequently traveled before, so it has been combed through a bit. But you do find some nooks and crannies that people may have missed, as well as pretty much all the best glowstones. Like you got some choice stones. Maybe you saw some stuff higher up or like kind of buried in a little bit more, just kind of peeking their way up. And like, oh, there's that stone. It's really good and get that. So Shiggy is happy with your stonework. As far as artifacts, you find two specific ones that kind of catch your eye. The rest are less functional, but could be worth more. They are more like ritualistic in nature in that they're more like artwork in that type of thing. They're kind of like statuesque. As far as like value, they could probably fetch a pretty penny. But as far as stuff that is immediately functional to you guys, you find one small orb that is completely clear, except on the top and bottom, there is a little opaque part. And inside the clear area, you see a little ball that's on the inside of it. Who do you think would see this first?
Ahi.
Ahi, you see that. What do you do with it? Do you want to roll you could roll like a lore check to try and figure out exactly what this is, or you can just kind of play around with it.
I mean, if the lore check's going to take more than like 10 seconds of investigation, I'm just going to, or more than 10 seconds of looking at it, I'm just going to put it in my pocket.
Not going to test its functionality?
Not with other people looking.
Okay,
Makes sense.
fair enough.
No, that fits for his character.
I'll say after I stash it in my pocket, I'll go like around a corner and like look for more glowstone, and then I'll dick around with it around the corner and see what it does.
So like the cave system, it isn't just the one big room. There's like lots of branching paths as well. Shaky warns you not to get like too deep in the cave because like it's pretty easy to get lost in caves. Don't go too far, but have fun. So do you like just go out of sight of everyone else?
Yeah, I want to see what it does.
Okay. You can either roll a lore check or just like say what you do with it. Like there's a specific thing that it does. So, but you have to do the right thing.
I turn it around while looking at the ball inside it.
It just looks like the same thing from all directions.
I throw it up in the air and catch it.
As it hits your hand, for the briefest second, it seems to light up slightly.
I shake it like crazy.
As you're shaking it, it does light up a little bit, but it doesn't seem like the shaking is affecting the brightness of it specifically.
I tap it against a stone on the wall, kind of gently, but if nothing happens, slightly harder.
Every time it hits the wall, it glows a little bit.
I find a more open kind of cave area, and I throw it really hard against the opposite wall.
As it hits the wall, it lights up bright, but then it slowly dims.
All right, I might do a lore check to see if I can think of like any other like ways that I would think of testing it.
Is it like a fucking G-force sensor?
Not quite. Close.
Jesus
What
Christ.
the fuck happened there?
Minus.
Holy
Oh my
shit.
God.
Wow. That's a 1 in 81 chance right there, boys. If you want, you can invoke something and re-roll that. Just making sure you guys are keeping track of your fate points, right?
Yeah. I'd say I'll invoke my obsessed artificer.
Okay, cool. You can either +2 or re-roll.
I will re-roll.
Very nice. That's going to be enough. It seems like something that you've seen before in the past. You notice that when it's striking something, it seems to be having a pressure put against it, and that seems to be what's causing the light to appear. Pressure.
I squeeze it
You
then.
squeeze it. As you squeeze it, the harder you squeeze it, the brighter it gets. As you squeeze it as hard as you can, it is almost blindingly bright. It is enough to be like to light up the entire area you're in, to the point where, depending on how far back and your little
I quickly cover it with like my body. I like kind of like do that thing with your torso where you kind of like
right, yeah.
roll up over it.
You hunch in like a ghoul.
Yeah, I do a ghoul walk.
This will be kind of interesting. Tom and Gil, you want to do like notice checks to see if you see this bright flash of light?
I mean, I'm definitely not paying attention to what everyone else
I mean,
is doing,
yeah, you don't have to. But it is like a very, very bright flash of light.
Can I attempt to roll subtlety against that for hiding the light?
Yeah, actually, go for it.
Fair enough.
Tom, you notice out of the corner of your eye, coming from one of the branching paths, a bright flash of light that quickly goes out.
I walk over. I don't like say anything. I just kind of walk over.
I will say this is probably like, a little bit strange being in this dimly lit cave.
I think,
it's weird, but I just walk over and investigate.
Yeah, okay.
Gil, because he doesn't know anything about this place, and he's just like, well, she says she was looking for the Brat of Stones.
I guess I walk around the corner and I see he desperately like hunching over it.
Oh yeah, how quickly does it dim after it's like been squeezed pretty hard?
After you've squeezed it all the way, depending on how hard you squeezed it, it takes like a varying amount of time to go. It's basically dims at a set rate. So like if you just squeeze it a little bit, it goes out pretty much instantly. But if you squeeze it all the way, like max brightness to going off again, takes 10 seconds.
Well, Tom has definitely caught me. Tom, I've got an idea. Come with me. And I try to find Gil.
Okay.
Oh, no, you're gonna love this. Check this out.
Oh, okay, sure.
We find Gil. I hand it to him. Gil, I need you to squeeze this as hard as you possibly can. Use your hand. Holy shit!
Oh my
Oh
god.
boy!
Do you just break it?
No, he doesn't break it, but you can tell that it doesn't seem that you guys have reached the limit of how bright it can go. The harder it's squeezed, the brighter it gets. It gets continuously brighter all the way to as hard as you're grabbing it, which is a lot. When you do that, it's like it lights up the whole chamber bright. Like, it is blinding to the point where you probably all lose your night vision for a little bit. And Shige's like, what the hell was that? What are you guys doing over there?
Jesus Christ.
Glowstone.
That didn't look like a glowstone. Glowstones are typically green and don't
Don't call him
flash.
shit. He's a fucking narc. He's gonna take half of
Was
it.
that a sunstone that you guys have?
No.
He walks over.
I don't fucking know. I'm like just blinking rapidly and I throw it back at Ahi.
As you throw it and as she catches it, it like lights up a little bit as it like gets a little pressure from grabbing it. And Shige walks over and is like, you guys realize that like if you find artifacts, that's fine. I'm like, you don't have to hide shit from me.
Well, we only need to hide anything we want to keep, more than 50% of. Listen, I'm not great at how this works. All I know is that you're gonna steal half our shit.
But that doesn't apply to this one. You guys get to keep whatever one artifact you want.
Well, what if I find another artifact? Damn.
Oh, there's 3 of you. You gotta learn to share, Ahi. Come on now.
Yeah, not with you.
Oh, yeah, not with me. With your 2 comrades here.
I beam at Ahi, smile my best.
There's only one way to solve this. Tom, now you get to squeeze it as hard as you can.
I mean, I don't want to take your ball, but sure, I'll give it a squeeze.
Now, Tom, just squeeze it whenever you're ready.
I'm trying. Gil, you're really
A
strong.
dim little light.
The cave gets a little bit darker.
I break my finger. I hand it back. I think Gil broke it. He squeezed it too hard.
I try really, really, really hard to out-squeeze Gil, but in the end, I have to hand it over.
I mean, you found it. It's yours.
Yeah, why are you giving it away?
I'll tell you what. If I find anything better than this, you can have the scrap.
Sounds fair.
Yeah, didn't you find 2 artifacts?
Me?
So in that notice check, the party notice check, you found 2 functional ones. The rest were like just gold items, essentially.
Oh.
The second thing that you guys find, maybe a little bit less useful than this one, is who finds this first off?
I don't know who had the second highest notice.
I'd say probably Tom because he was using the goggles.
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah,
point.
yeah, cool. You uncover what looks to be, it's almost like a, did you ever see the little Majin Buu meter from Dragon Ball Z?
No.
Basically, it's like a little circular disc that has
I can just Google it.
just to describe it, for the sake of the podcast, it's a little circular device about the...
Yeah, it's got the little pointy thing on it.
Yeah.
It's white.
Yep. It pretty much looks like that, except it's about the size of a pocket watch. And it has a needle and a meter that goes all the way from the left side to the right, just like that. It has markings on it. How familiar do you think you would be with netherglyphs? Netherglyphs being the ancient language that all artifacts have written on them. They are not the written language that Orth uses, but people that are well versed in Abyss knowledge can like read, like, and can kind of translate them.
I think I'm pretty darn well versed. Lore and academics are my 2 highest.
Right, yeah. Do you want to establish that, or do you want to make a roll for it?
I guess we can make a roll.
It would be a lore roll.
Wow. Well,
You
okay,
can
then.
invoke something and re-roll that.
I invoke my, I don't know, Rico superfan or just...
Innocent prodigy
Fact that
child. I mean, you're literally... Or
Yeah.
son of adept abyss teachers. I think that would probably be a
Yeah.
working one. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's definitely enough to like read what's going on these. Specifically, it's pretty simple because it is the numbers of netherglyphs, and you can tell that the needle goes all the way from 0 down to 13,000, which is where the needle stops. Right now, it's reading right around 400.
Hey. Oh, neat. I think this measures how far down we are.
Shigi actually walks over and is like, oh, it's a depth sensor. You know, these things can actually be pretty dang useful, especially when you get to places like the 3rd layer, because like that's a 4,000 meter vertical cliff where you're going to be walking around in caves the entire time, and it can actually get really disorienting really fast how far down you get. Other than the artifacts, people actually use barometric readers, but that only works down to about halfway through the second layer. And then stuff kind of starts going wild. Air pressure doesn't really have any effect anymore. So they are, those things can be pretty dang useful, and they go for a pretty penny.
Oh boy. I'm pretty stoked. I put it in my backpack.
Nice.
I mean, I found a bunch of glowstones. Probably more than you guys.
Way to go, Gil.
You got the prettiest glowstones out of all of them, because you did say you were going to work the hardest to get the glowstones.
Hell yeah.
Brother.
So do we have enough stones? So we make camp?
Yeah. If you guys want to go ahead and set up, we got the tents and sleeping bags. I keep adding random shit to your basic caving list, but it's all stuff that I'm just retroactively adding that you guys have. But yes,
Small
my
gas
backpack just got
stove.
heavier.
yeah, that would be a part of it. A small gas stove would be part of it for sure.
Couple of folding chairs.
I don't know if that would be part of it. Maybe
Maybe one of those battery radios.
it's gonna be one of those little like shitty triangle camping stools that you like.
Ugh, I'd rather sit on the chair on the fucking
Yeah.
floor.
This is kind of a time that like I figured you guys could just kind of like chill and interact with each other. Nothing is really happening at this point. It's probably going to get dark in maybe about 30 minutes to an hour, unless you guys want to do some sightseeing outside the cave. It's just chill time.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
We can't see like the light outside from inside the
No,
cave,
no,
correct?
it like went around a couple corners.
Can
Hey,
you
Shiggy,
believe that in all the places to camp out, we chose the one place where it won't get dark enough to sleep at night?
The glowstones in the cave, they're not so bright that it's blinding. You know, in Last Airbender, the like cave of two lovers with the lights light up. That's kind of like the brightness level I'm thinking of. It's like a dim light. It's not anything crazy bright.
I don't watch shitty shows.
You monster.
As long as we don't make out, we'll be able to sleep.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, Shiggy, how long you been an instructor, teacher, whatever they call you?
Oh, it's been about 6 years. Pretty much as soon as I turned into I got my blue whistle status, I started doing instructing courses.
How many people you seen come and go through this particular course?
Actually quite a lot. So when I became a blue whistle, I kind of stuck around at Beltro to teach a little bit, but I quickly started working directly for the CRA because I kind of like watching everyone come through here. I actually don't know if I've said this in the past, but he is a purple whistle.
You mean a moon whistle?
A moon whistle, yes.
You remember a lot of the faces that come and go through here?
I've got a pretty good idea, yeah. And quite honestly, there's not a ton of people that come through here. You know, this is a monthly class, and we got 3 people here. I'd say that's kind of on the lower end. We usually get, on average, I'd say around 7 or 8. You know, it's not a ton of people that come through. There's not a whole lot people that end up actually going into the cave raids. I'd say at any given time, we only have a few hundred people that are actually registered. To answer your question, yeah, I've got a pretty good idea of people that come through and kind of become a bit of a tight-knit group in the end. And you get to see everyone's faces now and again.
Well, not everyone.
What about that? What about that fella Lex? He's pretty against what y'all got going on here.
He looks a little bit somber at that. He's like, yeah, that seems to be more prevalent thought these days. You know, the CRA has been around for a while, kind of running things and trying to manage stuff, but you know, as the Abyss gets more popular, more people are coming out and trying to strike it rich out here, and some people don't even like go through the CRA at all. They just go down in there without whistles or anything. And I know, like, as Lex said, some people think that it's anyone's right to go down in there, but there's a reason why this governing body has existed in the past. It gets really, really chaotic, and there needs to be a little bit of structure when it comes to organizing like these artifacts and stuff, and like scheduling people going down there, because it's really nice to have accountability of people. You know, people go missing all the time, and if we have a good idea of where you are, we can save you. And there's been so many times where people have gone missing for a bit. You know, they have scheduled times that they think they're going to be down there for. They take a little bit longer. We send a rescue party and we find them and they're saved. Not to mention, in the past, there's been some pretty violent conflicts between members of the CRA and foreign people who just come in and go straight into the abyss and don't go through any of the channels, and they have a violent tendency to get as many artifacts as they can before bugging out.
Who would be like that?
So you can kind of look, like, glances towards Ahi, and it's like, I don't know. Maybe
I don't notice that. I'm playing with my glowstone, or am I playing with my sunstone?
I can't really say there's anything inherently wrong with that. It's kind of the established norm right now, and it's been in place for a long time, so a lot of people are resistant to change in that. A lot of people don't like this way and that. For Lex specifically, I know he seemed a little standoffish, and he definitely didn't like the idea of kids coming in. I know Tom and Ahi kind of eyed you funny. From what I heard, he actually had a son who lost his life down there at a young age. I think ever since he's been kind of hesitant to let children go in there.
I'll have you know I am no child.
I know. But you're still young.
Well, I may be young, but I am very smart. I've got a good head on my shoulders.
I'm not going to argue that you guys are too young to go down in. I was doing this when I was 12 years old. It's just kind of the lifestyle around here. Lex himself, he was initially a foreigner that came in with his family. They were looking to strike it rich. They had to go through all the channels with the CRA, and I think he believes that was the cause of his son's death, because he had to go through this red whistle status and everything, and had to go through these lessons and whatnot. And from what I heard, he actually lost a son during one of those lessons, specifically his blue whistle test. Yeah, I guess that's the best word for it.
Tuning
You
exam.
forgot the word test?
I was trying to think of a more exotic word than that, but
Exotic.
The trials.
yeah. Because of our governing body, he wasn't really allowed to be there for that. He holds some deep resentment to this whole situation. I can't say I completely disagree with him, but I'm also an employee here, and I love everything we do, and I think we do it in the right way. But this is evil murder hole, and bad things happen to people.
Anyway, I've got some pamphlets I'd love to hand out to you.
Pamphlets?
No, I'm just talking about him, talking about how good the organization is, just in a normal
Oh.
and I've got some reading material for you guys as well.
I know. It sounds like, I don't want to say cultish or anything, but it's been a way of life for hundreds of years. Just kind of the established norm.
I mean, I can't say I blame the guy. Can't imagine having to deal with losing a son down to this shitty place.
I have to ask, what brings you here? I mean, it seems like you don't really know much about the place, and you're not really super interested in any of these artifacts. You kind of just stuck to your little glowstone business over there. You did a good job, but I gotta say, most people when they get down here, they go stir crazy trying to find all sorts of interesting things. I mean, take a look at Ahi over there. I'm assuming you're still looking at whatever artifacts.
Bold of you to assume, but yes.
I was never a big fan of this whole big danger hole, but there was someone I knew that used to tell me how amazing it was. I thought maybe I should see it for myself.
What do you think so far?
I hate to say it, but so far it's been fairly beautiful. Just look at this fucking glowy cave.
It's got some pretty cool stuff in it, that's for sure.
I did see two young people throw up a little bit. That wasn't the best.
It wasn't so great for me either, sir.
Surely you mean one young person.
All right, Ahi. We understand. You're not a kid.
I meant because I was convinced that nobody noticed me.
Oh, right.
She didn't hide it very well, but she was also convinced that she got away with it clean.
Yeah, but speaking of which, I feel like tomorrow's going to be pretty rough if we got to go back up way more than that little hill. So I think I'm going to get some shut eye.
I will say, just so you guys know, right now, you're kind of the only red whistles, well, assuming everything goes smoothly tomorrow, you'll be the only red whistles around this age group. Pretty much all the red whistles that are registered right now are either really young or have already gone up to the blue whistle status.
That feels pretty good to hear.
For let me put it this way, for older people that come in, and I imagine for you guys this will happen as well, you get your red whistles pretty quick, and then the blue whistle comes not long after that. It's not too much of a stretch for decently experienced people such as yourselves to quickly move up to blue whistle status. I think it'd probably be a good idea for you guys to stick together at least until that point. Otherwise, you're kind of be all alone. There's no other people at your level yet. Just some food for thought. I mean, you guys don't have to stick together if you don't want.
Noted.
All right, well, Gil, if you want to get some sleep, we got a long day ahead of us tomorrow. That's why, it only takes a couple hours to go down, but it's going to take way longer to go up.
I feel tired. I'm ready for bed.
Do you guys do anything else before you get some shut-eye?
Do you think, with how much we explored the cave, would Ahi be satisfied that it is cleared of artifacts?
Yeah, with that notice check, absolutely. Like, you guys scoured this place, and pretty much everything of value was found. In addition to your two functional things, the amount of extra artifacts you found, as said before, most of those are going to the cave raider, but you can pick like the most valuable one out of all of those that you want. That can be like Gil's artifact that he takes back, and it will be worth 100 gold.
Wow.
Or the equivalent to a grade 3 relic.
Wow.
Oh man, I can buy a little oxygen puffer thingy.
Or 4 of them if you can talk them down good enough.
Yeah, you look like you have real good luck with that.
I just didn't have enough time to capitalize on my keen strategy.
Ah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Potter, I didn't know like what you had in store, but I feel like as a compel, I feel like Ahi would like kind of trek farther into the cave than we were supposed to be going, looking for more shit.
Shiki's kind of keeping a little bit of an eye on you guys, but if you want, like, especially as people go to sleep, go fucking sneak off, dude. Like, get lost.
I'll accept the compel. I do that.
Cool.
Some of the fingers of the deepest fingers of the cave, I want to make sure that I didn't miss any branches.
In this case, I think this would be a roll to find out, one, if you notice anything, and two, I guess a second roll would be if you get lost. Because this is, like, the result of a compel, I think this is like, oh shit, you're going, like, pretty deep in here to some pretty dangerous locations, and can you find your way back? What skill do you think that would best be? What would you like to roll for that?
I don't know, probably notice to find the things, investigate to find my way out. Can't you think of anything else?
Yeah, I think that makes sense based on what we were talking about, investigate.
I mean, you could argue lore to remember your way through something, but that doesn't really fit as well.
I think investigate is the best thing for that.
Do you want me to just roll one then the other?
Yeah.
See how it goes?
Yeah, go for notice and then investigate. Uh-oh.
No.
Uh-oh. Don't forget you have your once per session thing that you can use.
Yeah, I don't think I would have used it for this though.
So do you spend any fate points on invokes to either reroll or add to it?
I can't think of anything that I would invoke. I don't have any aspects for that I can invoke. So I think it just kind of happens to me.
Okay. With that, you'll find some more artifacts. Unfortunately, I don't really have anything prepared as far as specifics, but that's kind of why I'm leaning on this like extra statuesque artifact, so that can just be gold that you guys can use later. So with that, I say you find like 50 gold.
And a Glock, which is wild.
What, like a fucking gun?
Yeah.
Okay, you find a Glock, but it is only loaded with Nerf bullets.
That's still
Guns
pretty
don't
badass.
exist, right? Like, I actually don't remember like what era it is.
It's kind of steampunk. They have electricity in the world, but they don't have, as far as I'm aware, there's no mention of guns anywhere in it.
It'd be like flintlock, I guess.
Yeah, it'd be like that level.
The most advanced technology I've ever seen. It's got like styrofoam bullets inside it for some reason.
Yeah, that'd be kind of ridiculous.
I wonder what this could be used for. I'm sure I could sell it for some gold.
It turns out all the ancient Abistuelos was fucking packing heat, but it was really shitty.
Yeah, they're all like little like iPhones that are just don't have any charge left in them. They're like modern guns that we can't figure out how they work. So we're just like, these little statuettes are bizarre. Well, throw them in the heap with the other ones.
It turns out that it actually takes place in a post-apocalyptic future of our world where the abyss is like our world, kind of like all squished into this murder hole.
Fucking spoilers. I haven't read the manga yet.
It's after the Mushroom Wars.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, why are we playing a fucking Abyss campaign when we could be playing an OO campaign?
I've thought about that before. That was made for people, or by people that were super into D&D. Like, you can tell, like, it's a fun-filled world with that. But anyway, so you find, like, 50 gold worth of artifacts. If you want, you can, like, hide them away. I imagine that you would. With that investigate roll, you are now hopelessly lost. It's been, like, an hour of searching around, and you have no idea where you are anymore. And you've tried pretty hard to find your way back. So right now, you are lost. Where would you go from here?
I mean,
You got a little dingly bell.
I'd hate to resort to that. I can just kind of like, I can assume like a general time that it would be, and I kind of like put it together and like, all right, maybe just a couple more hours of looking around, and then I could slip back in while people still asleep and just pretend like I got a full night's sleep. That's my current plan.
With that roll, I think we could take this either two ways. We could say, like, that first roll makes you get lost for, like, a significant amount of time. Maybe you lose out on some sleep, and maybe you can do a second roll to see if you can find your way back. Or we can just stick with you're lost, and it's going to come up to the other players to find you. What would you guys prefer? What do you think would be more interesting?
I mean, I kind of just, I'm trying to feel out the game mechanics. So, like, it's a -1, which is just a poor result, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like terrible, catastrophic or anything.
So maybe you're like lost, but like you're not very far away from like the main shaft. Like you've found like most of your way back. I don't know.
I mean, what do you guys think?
Yeah, this is kind of like for the group to decide.
I
We're
feel like-
deciding how lost Ahi is.
Pretty much.
Yeah, with a -1, how do you feel like what that would mean?
Maybe it just like it takes you so long to find your way back that like you don't get any sleep, so the next day is gonna be like way rougher for you.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Cool. Good with that?
You like come back just before we all wake up and just like pretend that you slept.
So, like, I guess like exhausted would be like an aspect.
I might put that in as a consequence, a mental consequence. That would probably be a minor consequence that is now filled up by exhausted.
What's the difference between like a negative aspect and a consequence?
For consequences, that would be like, imagine you getting in a fight, it would knock you out faster. So like if you're exhausted, that's kind of like contributing to the fact that you can only do like so much before you're out of the fight. You know what I mean? If you want to do it as an aspect instead, I think it works both ways.
Yeah, no, this is just a mechanics thing. I'm just trying to understand the mechanics.
Yeah.
So like you have 3 consequence slots,
Mm-hmm.
mild, moderate, and severe. So this would be, I guess, is a mild consequence.
It's the equivalent of 2 stress.
Okay.
So for you have 6 stress for mental stuff. And then for both physical and mental, you only have 3 consequences that you can use. You've got minor, intermediate, and major. Stress, as described in like the rules, is kind of like plot armor. It's kind of like taking up hits and like brushing them off. Typically, when you take hits you'll want to, like, let's say you get like a 3 hit. You could dump that all into stress, but it's a little bit risky because stress is really useful. Say you have filled up all your stress, right? And you take a 5 hit. You could, if you still had stress left, put that in as like a minor consequence with 3 stress or an intermediate with 1. But now, because you're out of stress, you have to take a major because you don't have any stress left to take it up. It's kind of like balancing where you want that to go.
Okay.
Typically, from what I've read, it's suggested that if you get hits, you should take the lowest consequence that will fit in that. So like if you get a 3, you take the 2 and then plus 1 stress. Plus that's way more narratively interesting anyway than just like marking off ticks on a box.
Yeah, gotcha.
So
All right. So I got consequences marked as a mild, or exhausted marked as a mild consequence.
yeah. By the time you make it back, let's say you get like maybe like an hour before daylight or so, basically just before people have actually woken up. Do you guys want to roll a notice check to see if you notice him approaching after this late in the night, or do you want to just go with it?
Yeah, let's just go with it.
Let's just roll with it.
Okay, cool. All right, sounds good.
Yeah, roll with it.
Tom, Gil, you both wake up nice and relaxed. Shiggy wakes up soon after you guys and getting stuff put together. I want to offer a few little role-playness things here and there.
Oh, wow. Golly, I slept so good.
Yeah, these
Yep.
twinkly glow
Me
lights
too.
made it peaceful.
It was nice. It was like we were under the stars, but not. What's for breakfast, Skippy, or what was his name?
Shiggy.
Shiggy?
Skippy?
What's for breakfast, Shiggy?
Shaggy.
We got our provisions in here. We've got our little camping stoves if you guys want to cook up some little, what was it?
Eggs.
No, it was like a meat of some kind. I was thinking about
fish?
eggs before, and I was like, nah, that doesn't really make sense to like keep in your pack unrefrigerated.
You don't have to refrigerate eggs.
Not the fresh ones.
I was more thinking about that from a fragility standpoint.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Hard-boiled eggs.
There you go.
Let's just say he has like some like breakfast meats and stuff that he can cook on like a little skillet right there. Maybe like some bacon-esque stuff.
Oh, is this fucking turkey bacon?
Tasty.
No, it's cursed abyss bacon. It smells twice as good as regular bacon, but when you taste it, just completely bland. A fate worse than death.
I guess, do I look around and notice, he's gone at this point? Like, it's been, like, at least 20 minutes, I guess, for cooking.
No, he's back.
I swoosh back, like, I get to lay down, like, for just a
Okay.
bit before it's time to get up.
Oh, okay. How did you sleep, Ahi?
So good.
Wow, you look so tired.
Nope.
Okay. All right, well, once we eat, is that it? Are we hitting the road?
Yeah, pretty much. If you guys are ready to head back, we're all loaded up with good amount of glowstones. You guys got some artifacts for yourselves, so I think we're good to go. Have a delicious breakfast. If you guys are ready, you can start making your way back.
Sounds good. Let's hit the road.
Cool.
Let's get a move on.
Let's get this done.
You guys pack up and make your way outside. The rope that you guys had set up before yesterday is still there. As you start getting set up for it, Shiggy warns you. It's like, all right, guys, so this is a pretty long way up, and instead of being on your feet, you're going to be dangling from a rope. It's going to be quite a bit harder this time, so just be aware. This is going to be a bit of a challenge. We're starting off the day tough. Just make sure that you've got your shit together and that you're not going to fall. I'm actually going to stay down here in case any of you do fall. Okay? Who would like to go up first?
I'll go. I'll do my best.
Eager Tom. Let's see you go.
All right. Do I roll physique?
This would be athletics for sure.
Athletics. Okay.
Yeah.
Get her up there.
Nice.
Hey! Shimmy up that rope.
You get up to the point where you're 10 meters high, and then the curse hits you.
Okay.
It's very taxing.
Oh,
You manage to hold it together and scurry your way up the rest of the way. By the time you get to the top, I imagine you're still pretty darn tired, though.
woo! That was hard. I'm just gonna lay on the ground for a minute.
Yeah, Shiggy shouts up, "Nice job, Tom! You did great!"
Hey, you're looking a little rough. Why don't you give me your bag and shimmy on up there next?
Yeah, no. That's where I keep my artifact. No. No. And I'm still kind of muttering no as I begin to attempt to climb.
As far as the ascenders that you guys use, you have ones for your feet and for your hands. I imagine all of you would pretty much know like the basic techniques for all of your professions in the past, but you're basically just shimmying up using the ascenders. So, yep. Okay, with that athletics roll, and especially with your exhaustion, it does take you quite a bit longer to get to the top. And once the curse hits you, it's like it's pretty hard. Like it's hitting you pretty good. Give me some flavor for what happens when it hits you. You're gonna be reeling a little bit. How do you think Ahi would react when it hit her?
Yeah, I think I'll just establish this trend that I'm a quick barfer. And I just barf down the rope and it kind of like gets on the rope as the rope like sways below me and stuff. Sorry guys, sorry.
Gil was definitely standing directly below like Ahi just in case something happened.
That's a real scrub move, I mumble through my like vomit-filled mouth. Real scrub move. As I really slowly shimmy the rest of the way up.
You do manage to make it.
I hold out my slightly vomit-stained hand, try to give Tom a low five.
How do you react to that, Tom?
Don't leave me hanging, bud.
Tom?
I'm sorry, what?
Tom, you're gonna leave her hanging?
I'm sorry, what am I doing? I stopped listening for just a second.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
He's trying to give you a low five.
Oh god, I rolled a slap that 5.
Yeah,
I get it so low and so right.
and so vomiting.
Little bit. Just a little bit.
I'll teach you not to listen. That hand had vomit on it, idiot.
Oh god, oh no! Why would you do this to me, Ahi?
Do what?
A low 5 me with a puke hand.
Oh, yeah, my mistake. And I rubbed my hand off on the grass.
Feels intentional. Alright, well, are we all here?
No. It's Gil's turn.
Now we
Sorry.
fucking are.
Oh boy.
Damn! Did he even touch the rope or did he just super jump?
With your excellent masculine man buddy with your bulging muscles, you make it up there.
His leathery bulging muscles.
Yeah, there you go. That sweet leathery skin. You make it up, no problem. The curse hits you. You definitely feel it, but with your experience, with your sailing in the background, having dealt with similar feelings in the past, doesn't really affect you at all, and you get right up on there. Very impressive. Good job.
God, thank God we have like the feet part of the ascender because I'm still have one stump hand.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess none of the characters have really commented on that. For Shiggy, this is such a common thing for people to be like having something wrong with them, like having lost limbs or like big scars, that it's like he didn't even bat an eye when he saw that you didn't have like.
Also, it's super rude to ask people about their stump.
That too, yeah. Shiggy comes up after you guys. He bundles up the rope once he gets to the top and kind of scrapes the vomit off a little bit. Yeah, Gil, did you have any comments on the fact that it was vomit covered at that point?
No, he's not gonna say anything about it.
He did that thing,
Aw.
like, have you ever snapped out like a taut rope while it's wet, and it like explodes water everywhere.
Ugh. This is
Use
raining.
that to clean it off.
You could see if you watched, he was like kind of like feebly holding his stump up to his nose, wishing he could pinch his nostrils on the way up.
Oh, that's so sad.
All right, guys, you wanna take a quick break, or you ready to go back? We still got a long trek ahead of us.
Yeah, if you guys need to take a quick nap, I'll take one.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm feeling great. Let's go.
Yeah, me too.
You guys set out on your way. The entire time you guys are pretty much going to be affected by the curse. Whenever it gets to a point that we might need it, we can compel. Right now it's pretty easy going. You're just walking up the path. You get about a third of the way back to where the main path was. And then you hear a distant screaming, sounding like it's coming from a child. Seems to be coming from
Is it me?
directly above you. No, it's not you.
I like check myself. Am I screaming right now?
You see above you, there's a ledge about 10 meters above you that leads to what appears to be like a small little grove.
I'm sorry,
panic
rope
and
or
start jiggling
road?
the bell.
Grove. I'm sorry. Yeah, like it's like a thicket of trees on the ledge above you.
Road.
Yeah, sorry.
Gotcha.
I turn to Skippy and say, we have to help them.
Shiggy Button is like, I'm going to go investigate it. If you guys want, you can stick around right here. I need to go check this out. That sounds like a child.
Why would a fucking kid be down here?
I mean, red whistles are down here all the time. You can get a red whistle as early as 10 years old, and they're down here unaccompanied.
That sounds like a smart choice.
Yeah, it doesn't seem dumb at all.
That's the world we live in. I'm going, though. Just like that, he launches his little grappling hook that latches onto a tree up there and zips off up there. Do you guys follow?
Oh,
God, I
yeah.
wish I had a grappling.
It's not that high. I said 10 meters before. It's like 25 feet. The cliff itself is not very steep. It's more like a hill with the trees like canopying over it. So that's what he latched onto with his grappling hook. But you could very feasibly climb up it without too much difficulty.
I'll attempt to scramble up there.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a group check on athletics. If you all like are kind of like coming up together in a group, you could like help each other out. Like if one of you like slips a little bit.
Yeah, my athletics is +1.
Well, I mean, if there's a kid in danger, it might be time to check my pack real quick.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Did you find anything interesting in the pack?
Yeah, Gil roots around in his pack real quick and pulls out that bundle, and he opens it, and there's his harpoon shooter arm thing, and he kind of fits it onto his arm. And he says, "Well, let's try this bad boy out," and he aims it up at the tree that Shiggy shot at.
This is something that you're skilled enough to like use on a decently regular basis, right? Like this isn't something that you need to roll for, I don't think.
That was the first time I've ever used it.
Oh, really? Oh, shit. Okay. I guess roll a proficiency check.
Oh no!
You're not proficient with your own
Oh,
hand.
hell yeah!
Oh, look at that. Holy fuck.
Plus.
You fucking nail pretty much the exact same spot that Shiggy did. It's a nice, good, thick root of a branch that's hanging over you. And it looks like it's nice and snug up in there.
Snug up in there.
Damn, I should have been using this thing sooner. Yeah, I try to use it to grappling hook up there.
Are you taking anyone with you? Like, are you holding up anyone up as you go up, or are you just going up by yourself?
I'm just gonna go up by myself because I don't know how strong it is.
Right. Yep. Okay. Yeah. You zip up there, and yeah, it holds just fine. You are about 5 feet away from the actual ledge right there, so you can either try and like swing over or like get to the branch and shimmy over, whatever you prefer.
Yeah, I'll branch it and shimmy.
Okay. Cool.
Tom and I have just started scrambling up, and we just see him go whizzing by. Tom, is there anything in your pack you want to tell me about?
No extra hands, just hanging out.
All right, cool. Who of us has the higher athletics?
I have +1.
I will roll then.
All right,
It's
one.
a group check of 2.
Nice.
Woo!
You guys make it up there. It takes a bit longer than Gil did, for sure.
Zreep.
But you guys do make it up there without like slipping or falling or anything. I say by the time Gil gets down from the tree, you guys all kind of get to the edge of that little grove. You hear the scream again, but you don't see Shiggy because this is like a wooded area. Do you guys head towards the screaming?
Running in there.
I will conservatively head that direction.
It doesn't take long before you find Shiggy in the thicket of trees crouching next to a small child. It is a little girl, looks to be around 11 or 12 years old, and she's just kind of sitting on the ground crying right there, and Shiggy's just consoling her right now.
I look around with my goggles. Do I do a notice check just to make sure there's no danger?
Yeah, you can go for it.
Ooh.
With that roll, you look around in the thicket of trees, and you are pretty damn confident that you guys are in no immediate danger. There's nothing around you.
Okay. I will go and like kind of kneel down and try to be comforting because I'm just a cute little boy and I'm not intimidating.
Yeah, Shiggy, is that girl okay?
Yeah, it seems like she just got separated from her friends. I haven't really gotten any real info out of her. You guys got here pretty quick. Nice job, by the way. Also, Gil, what's with your arm?
Hey, it was a gift from a friend.
Can you tell me what your name is? My name's Katie. She has a red whistle on her. I lost my friend Kathy. I haven't seen her for about an hour. I've looked all over. We were gonna explore this area together. We were slated to come down here and try and find some artifacts. But I haven't seen her for a bit, and I'm just trying to find her.
Probably dead now.
I shush Ahi. Like, shush, stop.
I'm just saying.
Well, just say it in your head, you monster.
Well, I already was, but then you guys didn't know that. If I just said it in my head, then you guys couldn't hear it.
Oh. Well, where did you see her last?
We were supposed to just stay in this little grove right here. It's not super big. It's only a couple 100 meters long, and just on this ledge, it's pretty thick with trees, but I figured I would have been able to find her by now. I've looked down to see if she fell, but I haven't seen any reason to believe that she fell down. I haven't noticed anything.
I guess let's search the thicket.
Yeah, go for it.
I search the thicket.
Yep. Keep
Yeah,
my eye
why
open
not?
for corpses.
You're a monster.
No. I have the aspect expects the worst.
And the back left part of the thicket, kind of near where it approaches the cliff that rises up to the next ledge, which is pretty far above you, you notice the telltale signs of a scuffle that has happened.
Kerfuffle.
A kerfuffle has occurred here.
You can notice a piece of ripped clothing that definitely looks like it's from a Delver's outfit, and a few feathers that are there that are white.
It's those goddamn birds.
It looks like they were briefly dragged up the wall before that disappears.
Well, this doesn't look good. Can we just assume she's gone and go back home, or...
Shiggy kind of looks at you like that, and like, I mean, you guys can do that, but I'm gonna stick around and see this one through.
Yeah, it would only be right of us to recover the body.
Jesus, there's a lot of kids this age just walking around down here 2 by 2.
Yeah, and they usually die. That's why I waited so long.
If they dragged up the wall, is there like a crevice that it stops at, or?
It basically leads up to another ledge that looks quite a bit longer than this one. It looks like it wraps around quite a bit further.
All right, well let's go.
Shiggy actually takes up Katie and puts him on his back. He's actually got like a little holder on there.
Baby Bjorn.
Yeah, pretty much specifically for that. You can tell like this has happened quite a bit for him. So he has a little thing specifically for this. So he's like, all right, hold on, Katie. And zips off up there. I'm going to say for brevity's sake, let's just say you guys get up there and are running around.
Yeah, thanks.
You guys search around for a bit more, but it doesn't take long to notice some more yelling for help in the background, and it sounds like a little girl's voice, but it sounds slightly distorted.
So that's, even to me, that sounds like an animal thing. It's a corpse weaver. I forget how to combat that.
Yeah, I'll do a compel. I'll compel Tom that he's got to go take a peek his head over and get a quick sketch of that corpse bird.
All right, here I go.
I guess let's say in the moment that you hear that, you just sprint off towards where this is coming from, like without conversing with the group at all. It just like take off.
I just go.
Shiggy calls out to you like, "Wait, hold up! That these things can be dangerous. We need to kind of plan this out." But you just keep right on going.
Yeah.
You got a bit of a head start on them. Shiggy takes off pretty quickly after. He takes some time to set down Katie and like set her up next to a tree that's right there and make sure that she's safe. But that takes some time. So like you've gotten some distance. Gil, Ahi, what are you doing?
I will come up behind them.
Cool.
Nice and easy.
Yeah, run after Tom.
Nice and carefully.
Tom, you get to the edge of this ledge. On another ledge just below you, you can see a large white bird. It's a corpse sweeper sitting there, but you don't see a girl anywhere, but it is making the sounds of a cry for help of a little girl. It sees you and immediately starts rushing after you.
John, I would have thought I would have been a little more cautious since I know what it is.
That's why compels are powerful, but you got a fate point back.
I can still run in a direction and not... Alright. I guess I start running back to the group. Like, are there any trees near me?
Where you guys just ran from, there are trees, but like on this ledge, no.
Alright, then I run back to like the thicket, hoping I can hide from it in like trees where it can't get to me.
This is going to be the start of a round. I would think that in this case, the bird would go first, if you guys agree with that.
Sure.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Yep.
It's going to try to grab you and pick you up.
Oh no, don't do that.
Roll a defend for me. I'm thinking that this would probably be a physique roll to try and like break free of the grasp of it trying to grab you.
I'm assuming I haven't caught up by now.
No, this is the bird like acting first, so you guys haven't quite caught up to her yet.
I got a 0.
That's a wild roll too. It's not just a 0; it's a quadruple null plus 0.
What the fuck?
Based on its size, you are pretty much completely scooped up by this claw. It is enveloping you and like closing your arms in so they're pinned to your side. It gets about 10 feet high in the air before I'm going to give it to... Who would like to go next? Gil or Ahi? Shiggy is still just finishing up placing Katie on the ground.
I mean, Gil's in front of me, and
Yeah, I'll
so
go next.
he would probably be able to.
Cool. Go for it.
You said is the bird like starting to fly away now?
Yeah. It's like just grabbed Tom. It's like still close to the ground though.
Yeah, I'm definitely just gonna shoot it with the harpoon.
Nice. Go for it.
Try to tether it back.
Yeah, go for
Roll for that.
proficiency.
Help me.
Oh boy.
Oh no. He shot me in the leg. Oh man.
I can't believe it.
Okay, so I'm actually going to say with that roll, I like your idea before, Morgan. You shoot it and
Wait, what?
you miss the corpse sweeper,
Oh no.
but you hit Tom right in the arm and it sticks in.
I was just thinking about that. I was like, oh, I bet there's going to be a situation later where someone falls and my only option is to just harpoon them to catch them.
Well, here we are,
What?
session 1.
Wait, is it my arm or my leg?
It's your arm.
My arm! You shot me in the arm!
You only need one.
The
Ah!
good thing is, now that it's latched into the arm, it's actually holding the bird in place.
Oh my god, ow!
Oh, fuck. Sorry, kid.
Ah!
Ahi, I think you're the only one up. Shiggy is still in the background trying to catch up to you guys, so he's not going yet.
Wait, do I take a physical stress, or
Yeah, that would definitely make sense.
do I just check the little box that says 1?
Let's put this in as a consequence. The real question is this minor or intermediate? I think this might be an intermediate.
Yeah, I got shot in the arm and I'm being tethered to the ground by it.
Let's call that an intermediate consequence. Big arm gash wound thing. Harpoon in arm. That's good. All right, Ahif, what you got?
I'd like to. Well, it's just taken off, right? So it's not that high up.
Yeah, it's like maybe 10 feet off the ground, if that.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'll use one of my sinkers to whip my the razor wire gloves. Try to link it up and over the bird, around it as best I can.
Nice. Yep. Go for it. That'd be another proficiency. Yeah, there we go.
There it is.
So you link that sucker on and you throw it up there, and it's wrapped like pretty much right around its neck. Like it is secure on there. As you clench it down, it's like digging into the flesh of it. So you can start to see a little bit of blood produced from it. And you've got it latched on right now.
I'll just brace as best I can.
Shiggy is now done attending to Katie and is rushed over, but doesn't have enough time to actually act this round. I guess the bird will go next, if you guys agree.
Should we name the bird?
You can name him whatever you want.
I name him Jerk. Jerk the bird.
Jerk?
Yeah. I couldn't come up with anything.
The only thing that's done damage to you so far is Gil.
Oh.
Well, we can say that that's still mostly the bird's fault. I don't think,
Yeah,
like,
Gil
I
would have
don't know
me.
Bill very well, but like he probably would have not have harpooned her.
Let's name the bird Kevin Spacey.
I like it.
Because he's going after little boys.
You're a monster. Kevin Spacey, how could you do this to me?
The bird does its best to get away, but when it does, that wire that you threw on its neck, it like sinks deep into its skin as it tries to get away, to the point that it flinches and drops Tom.
Oh no. Oh no.
It is kind of like right on the edge of the cliff right now. Like you drop and like half your body hits the edge, and the other half hits off. So you're like starting to fall, but you still have the hook in your arm. Go ahead and do a physique check, Ahi, to see if you can like hold it in place. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It manages to scoot you a little bit closer to the edge. It's like trying to fly like just away towards the center right now, but you've got a pretty good grip on it. So you scoot a few feet closer. You're probably still like maybe 10 feet away from the edge, but it's still in place.
We can take free actions, right?
What do you mean?
Just like, can I shout for one of them? Grab me and help me pull, but don't touch the wire. Don't touch the wire.
Yeah, if you can just like shout that. Who do you think would actually go next in their turn?
Well, the bird just went, so it's up to the bird to designate who goes next.
I'm just trying to get a feel.
I feel like it would be Tom's turn.
Yeah, I was gonna say either Tom or Gil, because Tom is kind of in a place where he can't really do anything, so it kind of
Yeah,
makes
I'm
sense
just kind
for.
of hanging out.
Yeah, I think it makes
Reel
sense.
that little fish in, boy.
Yeah, I
I
think
can scream about my arms some more.
I say Gil, you should probably go first.
All right, so like Tom's kind of like, is he fully hanging off the edge or is he like clinging onto the edge?
I would say you managed to grab onto the edge, Tom, if that makes sense, but you're like in the process of falling off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna run up to the edge and try to hoist him back over.
Cool.
Hoist me!
You can just do that. You're not going to need to make a roll. It's not anything too difficult. You've already got your fucking harpoon lashed into his arm, so you've got him pretty secure, and he's only like 10 feet away from you. So you managed to grab him, hold him, and hoist him back up onto the ledge.
My savior.
Ahi, would you like to go next, or Tom?
Gil just went, so
Yeah.
Does any popcorn sit to the next person?
Oh, fuck. Right. Shit.
What
Yeah, I
did you say?
popcorn to Ahi.
Okay, I'll do my. I'm gonna start like wrapping it more and more around the gloves as I kind of pull down.
Are you trying to like actually pull the bird back into you towards the ledge?
I mean, I'm hooked to it, so I could let go of it, or I could slay this goddamn bird.
Right. If you
So-
wanted to, you could roll a proficiency check to just unlatch it from the bird, like let it go. You know what I mean?
Oh no, I mean I know I can let it go anytime I want.
Okay.
That sure isn't what this turn is about right now.
What would you prefer, baby boy?
I dig my feet and try to pull the wire even tighter.
Go ahead and do a proficiency check, and this is going to be just straight up doing damage to it. Oh, fuck. Nice.
You know what? We're getting deep into the session.
Yeah, blow some fate points, boy.
I'll blow a fate point on my artificer, and I'm just going to add +2 to that.
Cool. So 7. You rip on that cord, and it just sinks.
Rip it and rip it.
Yeah, it sinks right into its neck, and blood just spurts out all over the place. Like, you've gotten its carotid artery, and it, like, starts thrashing around in the air, and it, like, starts falling off the ledge. It actually, like, it hits the edge of the ledge, and it's, like, trying to, like, cling onto it with its wings, and, like, scraping onto the cliff below with its feet, because it's like, it's just reeling right now. You've pretty much completely incapacitated it. It's like death throwing right now, just thrashing around.
All right. If I can just let go of it with my free hand, I'll do that. I mean, I assume it's like still wrapped around. Like unwrapping it myself is a thing, but at least I won't get like dragged off the ledge if it goes. Hopefully.
Oh wait, so you're unwrapping it on your arm, or trying to unwrap it off the beast?
Unwrapping off my free hand.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, I figured unwrapping it off the creature would be like its own action,
Yes.
like next turn.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that's what you're doing. Okay, cool. Pass it off, baby boy.
Pop this boy over to Tom. How's he feeling?
Hey, what about Shiggy?
What about Shiggy? Let's focus on getting the little boy off the cliff first.
Yeah. So have I been hoisted off the edge?
Yeah, you're sitting there.
I don't think there's really anything for me to do. Is the bird on the ground, or are you pulling it down from the air still?
It's in the same situation you're in at this point.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much the exact same situation. It's got the tether on it, just like you do.
I mean, the thing is, I love the creatures. I don't want to just like murder it.
Oh, it's too late for that.
Okay. Can I pull my pickaxe out and just like hit it?
You can if you want. Yeah, it is pretty much dying right now. There's blood spewing from its neck. So if you want to add insult to injury, you can.
I want to end his misery.
Mercy kill.
Mercy kill.
All right, go for it.
Would that, I don't know, would that be proficiency with a pickaxe?
Yeah, it would be proficiency.
I am medium proficient. I just want to hit him right where the brain is. Mercy kill.
If you remember from like the pictures of them, they actually have a big eye on the top of their head.
Yeah, I know.
It's just gonna fucking smack it in its eye.
And its weird vagina eye.
Yeah. Use
I don't
Zilda
know.
rules.
I guess. Yeah. I'm trying to mercy kill.
Do you want to spend any fate points to up that roll?
Nah.
I say with your with the way that your arm is, and as far as the harpoon hasn't actually been removed from it yet, it's still lodged in there. You manage to get over to it. You hit it in its eye. It's a very light hit. You definitely do not put it out of its misery.
What?
No, I mean, you rolled a 2. You basically just increased its suffering by smacking it in the eyeball, and now it's bleeding from the eye.
Can I use a fate point?
To add more damage? Yeah, I guess you can.
Yeah, so I just reroll, I guess.
You can either reroll or add 2.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll call it a 4, just for the hell of it.
Yay.
You dig deeper into its eye. So good job there. It's a nice solid hit. With that, it pretty much just convulses wildly and starts going limp.
Yay! Good night, sweet prince. A tear rolls down my cheek. I guess a lot of tears are rolling because there's a hole in my arm.
It is starting to fall down the cliff right now, and Ahi is still tethered to it, so we'll have to come to that in a second.
Oh, shoot.
I guess now it's Shiggy's turn, because he's the last one here. And he runs over to you, Tom, and, like, starts checking on the harpoon arm wound, just to make sure, like, you're okay. Like, there's no, like, permanent damage.
Yeah, fuck Ahi. Like, getting dragged off the cliff.
I mean, I'm not like heavily tethered to it. It's like
yeah.
super thin thing. Like As long as it doesn't like catch somehow, it'll probably undo itself. But we shall see.
Yep. Plus, Shiggy saw that wonderful use of this thread by Ahi and figures, she probably knows what's up and can probably get that undone. And said he's going to go after this boy with a giant hole in his arm now.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to popcorn it over to Ahi because it seems like that's the biggest thing right now. If you want to just like see if you're just trying to untether it, right?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and get undone in a second if we wait. Good ass reference. Fuck you guys.
Nice.
Anyway, yeah, I just let it go loose. Should pull itself off.
Give me a proficiency check. It's not going to be really easy, but just in case, I'm going to see if something interesting happens. Okay, yeah, you're good. You never know. You get 4 -1s and get dragged off the cliff.
Even with a 4 -1s, proficiency is my greatest stat, so that'd still be a
0?
that'd be an average.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a mediocre.
So it might like catch you a little bit and like pull you to the ledge, but not like...
It'd make me look like a fucking fool.
Yeah. It'd just be a hurt to your ego more than anything else.
Take 1 mental stress because I look like a fucking idiot in front of everybody.
Good job. You defeated your first monster. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
How much Jill and how much XP?
A whole 5 XP, and I don't know how much Jill is actually worth, but 3 Jill.
Cool.
Its body explodes into gold, and you pick up a rapier that drops off his body for loot.
Does it make
can I
ring sound when all the gold flies out of it?
Yeah.
I actually imagined that when he said that.
The only problem is that all that happens when it's falling off the ledge, so you don't get any of it. So too bad.
Oh, no. No.
All right, so you've got an impaled Tom, a crying young girl in the background.
How's he feeling?
Yeah, Tom, how you doing?
I've been better, sir. I mean, I am in incredible pain, but, otherwise.
It's time for some first aid.
Gil,
Aid me.
I meant to ask you, with your harpoon, does it have like a catch and release on the actual harpoon part of it? Like, how do you release it from impaling into things?
I walk up to it and I pull it out.
Okay.
You can't really like release a harpoon. It's got these like little barbs that face backwards.
And that like with the tree before, once you impale it, it's going to be tough to get it out, so it might take some time. I just got to keep that in mind in the future.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind for like
Not with a good proficiency roll, it won't.
grapply.
Not with a deft hand.
I've got shite proficiency.
Shiggy tends to it. Tom, I figured you actually have pretty darn high academics, which goes hand in hand with medical stuff in the world. I imagine that probably in your past you've studied like little bits of first aid and your like Boy Scout-esque background, it seems.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, Shiggy's helping you out. But basically right now, I guess you're just trying to get the fucking harpoon out of your arm, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Do I pull it, or would someone else pull it out of me?
I'd say let's as a whole do like a medical check, a party medical check, using academics, and see how well we
Well,
we treat
I have
you
the
up.
highest.
I cannot add to that.
Yeah, I've got
Woo!
+1.
All right, we
Plus
got
1 much
2.
help, yeah.
Can I invoke my semen? Because I've definitely like pulled these out of things before.
Yeah, for sure.
So like
That's good.
trying
Yeah,
my
that's
best
good.
to delicately do it.
Shiggy's helping too, so that turns into a 4.
Who's pinning
Pull
me
it
down
out
to
like
the
you're
ground?
pulling it out of a nice trophy fish that you want to show off later.
Yeah.
You guys successfully get it out without causing any real permanent damage. It hurts like hell, but it doesn't look like
Ah!
it doesn't look like it like broke the bone or anything. It just kind of attached the flesh.
Or wouldn't it have gotten ripped out then? Flesh is only so strong. And I was tethered to the ground by it.
You flexed really hard to keep yourself attached to it.
There you go. Yeah. And while you were getting it out, like you were very careful making sure like the hooked barbs didn't like shear anything off as you're coming out. It's a bad wound. Don't get me wrong.
This man knows how to unhook a fish.
Yeah.
Big prize, small hole.
You get properly bandaged up, but you still definitely have that consequence. Like, that's there. It's not like an immediate threat of like bleeding out, but like we'll call it your left arm is not super usable right now.
Yeah, figured.
How you guys feeling? What are you doing now?
Yeah, Shiggy, we need to get this kid up.
At least I got a
Back
good
to
look at
town.
the bird.
Oh, I agree with you, but still got to find Kathy.
What about me?
I know, I care about you too, Tom, but you seem to be in okay shape right now.
I don't feel okay.
I'm okay, Dad.
Tom! Oh, daggone courts waiver.
As you guys are saying that, you hear another scream from a little girl.
Goddamn more corpse cleavers! I go in blade flurry.
This one sounds like a normal girl, and it seems to come above you, and seconds later, you see a girl jump off the ledge in front of you, a small 12-year-old girl. Behind her was a giant spider-like thing that gets to the cliff and stays there, but now there's a girl plummeting towards you guys. What do you do?
Harpooner, get her!
Can I just try to catch her?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can. It's
I'll assist with that. Like we're kind of
can I-
both putting our arms out together, like kind of like we're doing a trust fall.
Now you gotta open up your sleeping bag to catch like a firefighter.
I'd like to use my once per section daddy defense.
yeah, go for it. Yeah, I'd say like you can pretty much just do that right now and save this person. It's like a pretty long drop, but using your soft ripped body, you just like chest bump her and she's fine, and she lands softly on the ground.
We both have our arms out to catch her, but I'm like considerably shorter, so like she doesn't even touch my arms.
I catch her betwixt my pecs.
Yeah.
Good teamwork.
And you save her. The spider thing is like sitting on the edge, and kind of just like eyeing you guys closely, but it's not approaching you, and it slinks backwards. Kathy is now in your arms. She actually seems pretty composed for what just happened. She's like, "Oh man, that was a close call. Hey guys."
This kid's just as young as the other one, right?
Yeah.
Kid, what the fuck were you doing up there?
Oh, well, I mean, I was just looking for artifacts like anyone else, and ran into one of those spider things, but I managed to get away in time. I'm sorry if I scared you, Katie. I kind of went off the beaten path a little bit before.
She thought you were dead.
Oh, I'm sorry, Katie. You know me. I like to explore around a little bit. And Katie like comes up to her and is like, "You know how much I hate that." And she like smacks her on the arm really hard. "Don't do that anymore." I'm like, I'm sorry, okay? I just, all these artifacts and stuff, they're so cool, you know?
That was really reckless. You should know better.
Did you find anything good?
Actually, as a matter of fact, yeah. And she holds out like a cool looking thing.
You find out what it does yet?
Not yet, but I will. And she immediately puts it back. She sees you eyeing it. She knows that look.
Start licking my lips.
Ugh.
I mean, we did save your friend here. I'm just saying, maybe we could make a deal.
Hey, your friend that you fucking left alone out here with these demon birds copying children?
Are you trying to haggle with that girl to give you her stuff?
Yeah, we're trying to shake down a child.
How does
Back off.
Shiggy do something?
I'm just trying to make her feel like shit for leaving her friend alone.
Yeah, same.
Mm.
But also the artifact looks pretty good.
She does, like, with everyone ganging up on her, she does kind of like slink down a little bit. Like, "I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to cause so much trouble."
Well, can we, go to a hospital now?
Whoa, not so fast.
What do you mean not so fast?
What's that artifact do, though?
What is the matter with you, Ahi?
Nothing.
Hmm.
All right, let's go on with our lives.
If you guys are ready, you can start all heading back together as a group with your two new companions, Katie and Kathy.
We do that.
Shiggy does point out, I'm glad we found you, but we did find signs of a scuffle with a corpse sweeper back there. Do you know anything about that? And Kathy says, oh, no, I don't know what you're talking about. He goes on to say, it's like, also that the corpse sweeper was making noises kind of similar to a small child.
Isn't that what they do?
Yeah, but usually they only do that with relatively recent kills.
Was there like a nest nearby, or where was it perched?
Well, that's the other thing. Usually they kind of they stick to the second layer. They usually don't come up this high, which is kind of intriguing.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they lost track of how high they were flying.
Okay,
I don't
sure. It
think
was
it's
just the
unheard
two of
of.
you.
There's other kids that were in our main group, but we all go in big separate areas, so there wasn't anyone that was supposed to be near us.
A mystery.
I'm all for helping people, but I think I need help right now. I can't do much to save anyone else right now.
Shiggy kind of like eyes the group over and is like, yeah, I think we probably had enough adventure for one day. We can look into this later, but we should probably get Tom up to some medical attention, and we need to get you two back up as well.
And you're grounded. Or I'm gonna have a talk with your parents about grounding.
All right. Come on, you two.
No, it's Orth. Every child is an orphan in Orth.
It's true.
They're called orphans.
It's pretty good.
So you guys make your way back, and you get to the main road without really any difficulty. Nothing really exciting after that happens, and you make your way all the way back up the path up to Orth.
I use the face point to say that something exciting happened.
Fucking Batman comes out and says, I'm Batman. It turns out that the corpse sweeper got my little boy Robin, and I'm trying to find him right now. I'll see you guys later. And then he slinks off.
Oh fuck! I didn't have any fate points left, but that would have been so cool.
Do you guys have any talking that you would like to do on your way back? Any reminiscing upon your first journey?
Groaning.
Yeah, reminiscing about how neat it was to go down there, and just glad that nobody got hurt. Well,
Just pained groans for me.
Yeah, is anyone like helping you out? Is anyone get on like the shoulders of Gil or something and carrying you around?
Skippy, put me in your baby Bjorn.
Yeah, I was about to say Shiggy offers that if you want it.
I declined at first, and then I changed my mind when I realized how hard climbing with one hand is.
You're not actually doing any big climbing. You just have to go down there's like 2 ledges, and then you're just on your feet the rest of the way.
Then yeah, I think I managed to do it by myself. I wanna be a big boy. I just clutch my arm and whimper.
yeah, we got a drama queen right here.
There's a hole in my arm.
Through the curse, you guys feel a bit nauseous once you start going up the main path and start going up an elevation again. At this point, you're all a little bit more used to it, and you don't really run into anything that gets in your way anymore. So you make it all the way back to the archway, where June treats you again. Hey, y'all, how are you doing? How was your first dive? Everything go? Oh, my! Little boy, it looks like you got kind of roughed up.
Hi, June.
Are you okay down there?
I've been better.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Did you at least get some cool stuff to make your journey worthwhile?
I'll pull out my thingy. I'm like, yeah, I got this. My depth meter thing.
Oh, that looks very nice. I'm glad you got something out of it.
June, do girls dig scars?
Hell yeah, they do.
All right. That's what I'm talking about.
Anyone else say anything before you move on? Get back to the CRA. It's basically just going through town again. Once you get to the town proper, Katie and Kathy go on their own ways and go back to it's like there's several like schools around.
Before Katie and Kathy run off to their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Gil wants to ask him, like, wait, kids, you guys are, what, 11, 12 years old?
Yeah.
Why are you going down in that abyss?
What do you mean? It's awesome. It's so much fun. There's so many cool things down there. I know it's dangerous, but look at this stuff. And she pulls out the artifact that she showed before, and her like eyes like just light up at it. She's like, this stuff is so cool. I think I could spend a lifetime down there. To me, it's worth the danger. And Katie is kind of like sitting there and so she's like, yeah, it is cool. But she's like definitely less enthusiastic about it.
Yeah. I think at this point, Gil's starting to be like maybe a little disturbed by how obsessed like this 12-year-old kid is with like literally risking their life to get like these artifacts.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
All right,
it's
y'all
a
run
little
on
horrifying, but yeah, you go live your life.
All right, bye. Thanks for hanging out with us. Maybe we'll see each other again down there.
Wait, hold on. Before you go, would you be interested in a trade for your artifact?
Kathy like mulls it over. He's like, well, what do you got?
I've got a Smith & Wesson 6-shooter that I found. So I've got this
I thought it was a Glock. Excuse you.
I've got a Glock and a Smith & Wesson. Pull out the Smith & Wesson. So I've got this beautiful little statuette of some type.
She fucking whips out a Desert Eagle and was like, dude, I'm already packing heat. Get that shit out of here. Fucking weak ass bitch.
Hers works. It's fully loaded.
Yeah.
Wait, these things have function?
She just shoots you in the arm. You're like, yeah, they do. Now get out of my face.
How about a game of chance?
I think I'm good. Okay, bye. And she runs off to join up.
Goddamn motherfucker.
Yeah, Katie's been like walking away at this point, and Kathy runs up to catch up with her.
I'm never going to find out what that artifact does, and it's keeping me up at night every night.
Cool. All right, so you guys make your way back through the town, through the cheering crowds. Hey, little kid, looks like you got a little bit hurt. I think I might got something for you that might heal it up. He's like waving some stuff in your face. And Chiggy's like, don't listen to him. Come on, let's go. And we can get you properly
I will
patched
check
up.
out very quickly what it is.
It's just basic bandages. He's like trying to pawn them off as some artifacts.
That's some bullshit.
Yeah.
That's
Not even an
not very
artifact.
nice,
Get out of
sir.
here.
He's like,
Yeah.
he's trying to say they're like special artifact bandages that instantly heal, but you can tell it's just like fucking cloth.
That's misrepresenting your product, and I don't like that. Also,
You make
please
me
move.
sick.
Yeah, Shiggy Hospital now.
You guys get back to the CRA, and they've got like a full hospital ward there. You go in there, Tom, and probably chill on the hospital bed for a little bit. There's people there that start patching up good. Shiggy, as he's dropping you off, is like, well, I know it was a pretty eventful first time, but I think you all did pretty good. I'd say you're worthy of red whistles. I know you're probably going to have to chill in the hospital ward here for a bit, but we can take care of the formalities a little bit later if you like.
Yeah, we can handle formalities later.
Okay, I'll go just take care of Ahi and Gil right now. I'll come back for you in a bit.
Okay, I'm gonna lay here and heal.
He takes you guys back to like the same classroom and says, well, guys, you did a pretty good job. I'm going to go ahead and sign you off for red whistles. You guys proved yourself out there. Ahi, that was pretty amazing use of that artifact you've got there. I've seen stuff kind of similar to it, but not quite like it. You seemed very proficient with it.
I've had a long time to practice.
That's good to hear. Gil, it looks like you might need to work with your weapon there a little bit more. It seems like you haven't had much practice with it.
Yeah, how long were we out there today?
I'd say it probably took you about 8 to 10 hours to get all the way back up from like when you guys started leaving the cave.
Yeah, I've had about 8 to 10 hours practice.
Fired it exactly twice. One of them was a beautiful dismount. The other one, he hit a child.
And Shiggy didn't even see the first one.
Oh no.
I gotta say, otherwise, you did a really good job. I mean, you seem like a competent man. You proved yourself out there. You got a lot of good glowstones. I'd say you did a really good job with that. So I'm going to go ahead and sign you guys off. If you come back tomorrow, I'll have all the official paperwork in order and your red whistles if you like. The course covers room and board for this night, and then tomorrow you can make the decision whether or not you'd like to be employed here or go it your own way.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow then, Shiggy.
Alrighty. If you want, I can show you to the dorms if you want to stay the night, or you don't have to. You can go stay in one of our local inns if you like.
I have a room that I rent. But bye.
Okay. Take care, Ahi. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yep.
if the dorm included.
Yeah. Let's meet up at 11 o'clock in the morning at the desk, at the front desk.
Yay, we'll
I
see
go home and
pictures again.
Immediately fall asleep.
Like right there on the spot, you're like, okay, bye, and then you just collapse.
No, I said I go home and then immediately fall asleep.
Gil, do you stay in an inn or do you stay in the CRA?
I paid for the room. I might as well use it here.
It's not super luxurious, but it definitely has everything you'd ever need. Probably way more fancy than anything you ever had out at sea. Let's put it that way. Yeah, alrighty. I think that's pretty much it for the first session. The big decision you guys have to make for next time is how exactly you want your employment to be.
Mhm.
Yo, fuck the feds.
Man, fuck the feds.